Do women make better, fairer, kinder, more understanding bosses than men, or is it very much the other way around? 0207 862 2222 is the number. Do give us a ring. Times journalist Robert Crampton definitely thinks so. I read this article, actually. I thought it was fascinating. He wrote this: if a man orders me about, I bristle and bridle. Coming from a woman, I fall in line. He also claimed that female bosses are more likely to have good qualities like empathy and are less likely to steal credit, lose their tempers, or make outrageous demands. And on the whole, he says he thinks women in charge are more talented than their male counterparts, given the extra obstacles that they faced just to get there. So I might start with you, JJ. Have you had many female bosses? Well, actually, I know you have, because I've worked with you in similar environments with female bosses. And how have you found them?
Wonderful. I've learned the most in my career always from my female bosses rather than my male ones. I'm a boss myself at the newspaper. I think I'm a really good boss because of my strongest bosses I've had previously were all women. And I think that's really shaped me.
And tell me about the qualities that they showed you as your boss that really impressed you.
Consideration, empathy, patience. There's no bravado. There's no alpha male of, whoa, I'm going to stand and intimidate you and you're going to do what I'm saying. And I don't like male banter.
Like a softer approach.
Yeah.
Oh, I just disagree.
So it's all about respect.
Look at her face.
God, I disagree totally. I've had women and men bosses. When I first started working, I was working for a local newspaper and a telecommunications company, and the women were nightmares. Absolute nightmares.
And describe why and how.
Well, I just think women in power, it goes to their heads. Listen, I'm not generalising. I'm not generalising. I'm not saying all of you women, but all the women I've had as my bosses have been absolute dragons. Honestly, dragons. And it's different. I can ring my male boss and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't come in today. I've got woman problems," and they're not going to ask any questions about it.
Is that what you've done? You've done that.
This may offend you, ladies, but with a man, you can at least flutter your eyelashes a little bit. Can I have next week off, please? So you have to use things to your advantage. I'm sorry, but that could offend certain women. But
probably.
that's how I am. I mean, I'm not offended if my boss was to say, "You look lovely today." I'm not offended by that. In fact, I'd be angry if they didn't.
A whole different discussion. But let's go to Nancy about this. Female bosses versus male bosses.
Well, I've had both.
Yeah.
So in the modelling world, it was mainly, I would say, female, and I've only had a great time. Maybe the odd one, not so great, but, that's the industry, the modelling world that it is. But also my dad was a manager of the Bank of England for many, many years. Right. And this shows how great my dad was. I was in London and someone shouted, who now works in the train station, "Nancy." I looked round and thought, oh, someone's recognised. He didn't want to know me. He said, "Can you just tell your dad, Ron, that he's the best boss ever?"
Oh, that's a marvellous feeling.
Because my dad was a brilliant boss and treated people with utter respect in what he did. And I think that's what it's about as well, is treating people. If you treat people in a good way... But who makes better bosses,
men or women?
I don't know. I'm going to go 50-50.
You see, I'm hoping...
I don't know the answer.
I'm hoping that as the years have rolled by, female bosses have mellowed and become a bit nicer. Because certainly, I remember the days when there were very few women who'd broken through the glass ceiling. Yeah. So you might think, it's been so hard, it's been such a slog for them to get there, to get to a boss position. They're definitely going to be nice, kind, reach down and pull all the other women through the glass ceiling so they can follow them. But everybody said that Margaret Thatcher was pretty ghastly to any other woman that she encountered in politics. And that's what I felt that the female bosses were like to me and all the other women who were trying to aspire to get up there. They would want to pull the ladder up so you couldn't get anywhere near them. And they were right. Exactly. Bully beef. I mean, my mother used to say bully beef and biscuits. They were bully beef and biscuits. They would bully you. They would boss you around. They would claim your work and pretend it was their idea. They would claim the best share and the best desk and, the best pop.
We're going for the men.
Exactly. Vanessa, you're with me.
And I think they were pretty unpleasant.
I wouldn't even buy a female dog.
Oh,
I'm more laid back.
Let's go to Pat in Somerset. How about you, Pat? What do you think?
Oh, hello, Vanessa.
Hello.
Nurse for 53 years.
Right.
Brilliant.
And what do you think?
Came on the situation, and she was absolutely appalling. But fortunately, the next lady that took her place, because once I retired, I was nearly 80 when I retired, and she actually got rid of me. But the next lady that came along, she was female, and she was absolutely terrific. I think it all depends on the personality of the female.
Exactly. The
generalise.
personality, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the individual.
I think I'd be a good boss.
Do you? Not two bosses. If you never argue, you'd probably be marvellous. Pat, it's lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for calling. I just hope the female bosses have got nicer now. I hope they're not such that dragon lady thing. I hope they're not really quite so much like that because they don't feel that they've had to kind of claw up using their fingernail extensions to get there in the way that they used to. I hope that's the case. I don't know.
It is. My fiancée is a boss. She has a team of men and women working under her, and everyone loves her.
You know what's going on here?
brilliant.
All he wanted to do was say he loves his fiancée.
You were just doing
Ask him if he did or not. The wedding is soon, and you can see this is a man in love.